Action.
La hora del Eskwilax en vivo desde 2015.
#176, the Eskwilax Hour. I'm your host, Efrain Martinez. The Eskwilax Hour, where we bring you art, local news, painting, small businesses, a little bit of everything that has to do with art. And today we sit here with our friend Happy Miner. Thank,
Hello,
thank
¿cómo
you for being
estás?
here, sir.
No problem.
Definitely love the outfit.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The-
My mom just brought it to me from Mexico.
Dope, guys. It's always good to catch up with our guest. He was on episode 157 a few years back. This was like 20
17, 18,
somewhere out there, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was talking to him earlier, and we're talking about how COVID kind of like took 2 years. So it's only been like 20 episodes apart, but it's been time wise, it's been a good amount of time. And yeah, we're gonna do this chill here with him. Definitely, we got a great backdrop. And awesome, yeah. So tell us a little bit. We're gonna introduce him. So you go by Happy Miner. You want to tell a little bit about that?
Yes, hello again. I'm so glad to be here again at the Eskwilax Hour. Hello to the team back there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Hoken, co-producer back there.
And yeah, man, good to see you again, Efrain. Happy Minor. Minor is my actual name, my real legal name. Many people ask me that, oh, what's your real name? But Minor is my name, and Happy is something that I adopted from early when I recently opened that Instagram. I had a friend that had a handle that was Sad Sander, and we were like kind of opposites. So that's where the Happy Minor was brought from.
There you go, guys.
And because nobody ever called themselves Happy Miner on Instagram, and I was like, oh, nobody has taken this. I was the number one. Any other Happy Miner is not real.
That's right. Definitely, as an artist, you want to have a unique name, unique handle, unique moniker. But yeah, man. Where are you originally from, or you're? Because I remember our first episode we talked a lot about that. But let's remind our viewers now.
Yes, I am. I was born in Guatemala, Guatemala City, in a town called Place Villanueva. Shout out to mis amigos, los quiero mucho a todos. But yeah, I'm from Guatemala.
How was life out there?
You know, it's unique. I came here when I was, you remember, I was very very young. I just recently turned 18, so I got to grow up in my country, and it was such a blessing because I didn't fully had a cell phone with internet access until I came here. So it was like I grew up without all that hassle of the internet. Of course, Facebook and a computer or whatever, but that was one of the things that I was like, oh wow, an iPhone.
And so you grew up out there. Like, did you make music out there?
I didn't record or wrote music that was originally mine, but music was always a part of my life since I could remember when I was a kid. My parents used to take us to church every Sunday, and like you look at the guys and playing with the guitars and doing all their stuff. First of all, as a kid, you want to do it for different reasons, not for fame, whatever. So I started at church learning how to play the guitar. Um then I went to a military school where music, funny enough, helped me a lot to go through all of those years
Yeah.
of having fun in that institution. I mean, here and there, I always play music, but until I came here, it became something that I do seriously.
So you discovered your passion through the watching the church people play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could say that. My uncle is a drummer. He's been a drummer like for 20 years in that church.
Oh.
Uh, he's been playing there since forever. I can remember. Yeah, I guess I could say that I was always
So
around
he was
music.
a good influence on you picking up
Yeah.
instruments. Have you
Yeah.
always been like a natural at it?
I remember my parents. They had a store where they used to sell toys that will come from here. So
Okay.
they will have this store, and usually there was like, little pianos, Casios, and whatnot,
Oh,
and I will
yeah.
get to play here and there with them. So yeah, I always had something to play with. Now that I think about it,
Hey, there's those core memories.
yeah.
Do you remember any other influences, early influences besides like a family, like any artist that you listen to a lot or?
I definitely always liked the. I started like, I don't know, rock, Nirvana, or all of that '90s essence, like Pearl Jam. I started with Korn. Like, my musicality took a total different turn later on in life, but that's one of the earliest that I remember that I know, like, Christian music. Uh, Definitely always listen to some of the reggaeton. Like it's always a thing over there. So it's kind of a mix of everything. That's
So back then, how did you listen to it? You said there was no like cell phone, like CDs.
the
Still?
radio, CDs. You always have the guys like in like Los Callejones, like
Yeah.
selling the bootleg versions. Like it's a mix with 60 songs, the hottest of the
Oh
summer.
yeah, when they
like,
burn the CDs.
Yeah, and they always have this, the ladies with the bikinis on the.
Those are the best.
Those are the best mixes
Those are
you're
the
gonna
best
find out there.
mixes.
Some unrecognizable DJs that deserve a lot for putting those mixes together.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't think about it back then when they were like doing us a favor, but we didn't really have access to it, I guess. And then
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not something that you look when you're a kid. Like, there's always music in the radio, and then later on, when my dad was here in the United States, picture I was a kid over there. He sent us an iPod,
Oh, the
like
iPod,
one
yeah.
of the big chunky ones,
Yeah.
like 80 gigabytes or something
yeah,
like
it's the
that.
iPod. Yeah.
And he told me like he downloaded the music from some place called LimeWire. But in
yeah.
Guatemala, we use a thing called Ares, which it was kind of the same, but you had to do some with the
Yeah, you have to
So
mess
that's
with
how
it.
I got a lot of the English music too,
Yeah.
through that iPod.
Yeah, I remember those the little ones too, the little iPods.
The shuffles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was a novelty back then, man.
So you went from listening to music, and then you wanted like to create music. What was your first instrument that you learned?
It was a guitar.
Acoustic?
The acoustic guitar, yeah. Actually, that acoustic guitar, I was thinking about it recently. I couldn't bring it to the United States, so it's in Guatemala. I think I
still have
talked
it?
about this in the first episode.
Yeah.
My good friend Angel de Leon, he's you baby. He is holding on it, but yeah, I learned on that guitar, which is. Yeah, man. Well, a lot of memories today. I love
we
this.
just opened up a memory box of them.
Yeah. So I learned guitar in a little church.
Yeah, because like you mentioned in the other episode, you brought an acoustic guitar. And when it comes to guitar, what's like the most challenging song or piece
That
that
I've
you've
learned.
learned? Yeah.
Definitely any bossa nova piece. I've been learning more of chords. I don't do like covers anymore. Like that I want to play this song or that. Like I've been more looking into the chords, but those tropical combinations and all that stuff is like the most challenging thing that I faced until now. And practicing it. That's the thing that is very challenging. More in this time that everything is distracting, man. Like practicing.
I guess like that's the next level, no? Because you said like the first part of it was learning like covers and wanting to play covers, but now you're like wanting to make more of your own.
Yeah.
The chords and all that.
Definitely make a lot more. And this, like you were mentioning COVID too, like how that stretch of
Oh yeah, like 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, wow, 2 years ago. I did a lot of music in that time, and then I lost my hard drive. Like,
Oh man.
so making music now is like, you cannot recreate. Well, maybe you could, but the amount of music that was,
Yeah.
yeah.
And was it like the hard? Did you physically lose it, or like you burned it or something?
No, the hard drive is not a. Well, I'm not trying to get technical here, but the one that I had, it was not so actual or reliable per se, and it got damaged in the inside,
Okay,
corrupting
yeah.
all the files. And until today, they haven't sent me my.
Oh, you sent it out
Yeah, I
somewhere?
sent it out somewhere,
Oh
but
man, nah.
I would say the maker, but nah, not
Dang.
really. But
Yeah, that's terrible, man.
if it ever come back, it's gonna be a good day.
You get all the music back, but then you'll be able to compare what you were doing from 2 years ago to now.
Oh, that would be so grand.
And so after guitar, what was like the next instruments then?
The next instrument was drums. I played for Ola, the Heart of Los Angeles. It was a after school program,
Yeah.
um, where I was playing drums for them. Um, After school, they were like with Jola. So I learned drums there, and then from there I jumped to piano. So in that world, I started to learn more about the instruments. And then yeah, I pick a little bit here and there of the places that I go. Looking back now, yeah, that's where I learned most of the abilities that I have now.
And do you use all of that in your recent work on like, or you just
Yeah, I've used that. I also sample on my music, so I use others people's work, and derivate my own music from it, like any artist will do. But I always try to put something that it's me, like it's either the piano or any other element that I can add. And if it will get to the song, I'll definitely do it myself. Yeah.
and do you have like a channel where people can hear it?
Oh yeah, I'm in all the platforms, musical platforms, from Amazon Music, Spotify, you name it. You can find me as Happy Minor, the word happy and minor, Mynor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean that way we'll also like get some of your like work from you, like I was mentioning earlier. So we'll put it like in a backdrop or background, people can hear it so they know what you're
Yeah.
about.
Right here or here. I don't know where, but somewhere there, man. It's gonna appear.
Um so yeah, so you get into music but you also sing, right? That
Yes.
you just do a little bit de todo.
A little bit, man. I wear many hats. The cowboy one too, as you can see. Um, yeah, man. These days I've been producing with other friends. For example, my group good friend Disa, Jay Disa. Shout out David.
Shout out.
Um, he will invite me to the studio, and he will produce the song. I will play the instruments. I will work on lyrics, and then that's how we get the product. Like, I'm not trying to do all the production, all the mixing, because with the years I learned that you need friends. Everything is easier a little bit with friends or people that you get along with, not necessarily your friends, but it's a little bit easier. Take a little bit of the load out of your shoulders.
That's great advice, man, cuz especially out here in LA, there's a lot going on. And also, if you make more connections, like you can open or play for shows like that.
Yeah, I actually this year I played a couple shows.
Which one's your most recent one?
My most recent was for Bloody Gums. I played on one of the pop-ups that they had recently, and I believe it was in the summer, like June, May. So that was the last one I did. Whole set. Working on playing in more places, but we'll get there.
And as far as like the songs, what's like the last song you made? Like,
That I published.
yeah.
Actually, I haven't checked. Wow, I don't remember. What was the last song I produced? Could I check real quick?
Yeah. Go
Oh
ahead,
God.
man.
let's see. Let's see. But definitely, I've been producing more. It's just a matter of time. Give yourself time. Give yourself love.
That's right. Give yourself love.
So sorry. Taking the precious time of you guys.
It's all good, man.
Oh, it's called 98%. Yeah, how could I forget? Yeah.
98%.
Yeah. It's it's this is an opposite of us. I'm gonna give you a quick explanation.
Yeah.
You know how the people is always like ando al cien,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes you get, I don't know, everything's going good, but te hace falta algo. That 2%,
That
know,
2%.
that's what that is about. Like, it's all good, but you're not gonna make me feel like everything is lost. No.
You guys got the scoop on the name of the song.
98%.
98%. And is that, are you the only one on the song, or do you have your friends on there?
No, I did this one.
It's yours,
myself,
okay.
Yeah. I'm working in other project of my friend too. Um, but that will be until November.
It's coming up quick, man.
Yeah, real quick. I hope we have it finished by when this gets out. So this will get out first than that. So remember, Minor, finish that thing, please, if you haven't done it yet.
Well, there you go, guys. We had a little quick first half of the Eskwilax Hour 176. We're going to take a little bit break, get some water, use the restroom, scream out this window. Okay, we'll be back. Give us a few minutes and stay tuned.
Yeah. Te quería escribir una canción, pero se quedó sin tinta el lapicero. Espero de que puedas escuchar y así saber cuánto yo te quiero amar. Cuánto yo daría porque sepa lo que siento. Estoy aquí al 98%. En serio no te miento. Me hace falta tú, me hace falta tú. Llevo rato pensando en lo que voy a decir. Fue un embrujo, fue Cupido o un elixir. En verdad no entiendo cómo fue que pasó. Te apareciste con tu bella cara y eso me flechó. Pasó el tiempo y no sé cómo actuar. Ya mejor ni habremos de saber cómo olvidar. Cada vez que veo tus fotos me quedo sin aliento, aprendiendo a vivir sin ese 2%. Lo siento, no puedo dejar de pensarte. Mi único crimen siempre ha sido amarte. Si yo fuera un pintor, tú serías mi arte. Eres mi ilusión y no puedo.
All right, guys. Like I said, we came back from screaming out this window. Get de-stress. Welcome back, Minor. This is the Eskwilax Hour 176. Efrain right here. Co-producer Hoken in the back. Yeah. All righty.
Yes.
Let me see now. Let me ask you the next question.
For $1 million.
For $1 million, as a multi-talented musician, what is your creative process?
My creative process, it's a variation of many things. I've been learning how to approach it. Everybody that makes art, makes music, even writing poetry, you gotta be in a certain, what is it called, zone, people call it now, on concentration, mindfulness, where you can put all your artistry down. But it's difficult to get there sometimes. So I spend half of my time on trying to make music, doing that, finding that inspiration, because it's not always like, I hear this melody in my head. No, it doesn't happen like that. Whoever tells you that is a liar. Unless it's Charlie Garcia, then I believe it. But yeah, it's finding that moment where I can sit and put those chords down and have these drums, and that I'm not thinking too much about, like, is this punchy enough? Is this no, it's It's something where I don't judge myself as much. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my creative process: finding the moment and then executing in the right moment, more or less,
That's great.
pursuing the idea.
Finding inspiration is definitely a good way to start.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was gonna ask you, what are like the challenges you've had in the past or these past few years in making music, and how did you like get over them?
Hmm. Well, the most craziest really challenge that I had was on my emotional state. And I'm still, I'm still working on it, and I'm glad that now I can openly talk about it. I overcame that with friends, talking with people. I would say that was my biggest challenge back in that situation. It was around the same time that some unfortunate things happened. So overcoming that has meant a lot to me because it not only helps my the way that I make music, but it also helps in how I go about life. Just one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Yes, sir.
Any tips on the view for the viewers for like to get better at the instruments?
You probably heard this before and you don't like to hear it, but practice. Take a little bit of the time that you used to use TikTok or to use any other platform where you dumb scroll. I do it too, don't get me wrong. Practice. Also, if you fall out of love with it for a second, don't get discouraged. We all do that. We know. Just keep going, and whatever you do, make music. Even if it's not for releasing it or anything else, don't stop make music. That's a thing I could tell people. Whatever happens in your life, make music. Make music. And also to myself and my friends that make music, you know what I'm gonna say. Make music.
All right.
Yeah. You too, please make music.
Yeah, you tell him he hasn't made music. Regáñalo.
Yeah, yeah. Ya me cansé, muchacho.
And my next question is, if you had to choose an instrument that represents you and your identity, which one would it be?
The piano. Yeah.
Why the piano?
There is a variety of, I could say, it's just how, like, in a guitar you can only get certain amount of notes. And other instruments you cannot express as well, but in the piano you can have, like, in the other instruments too, but I just say the piano because I don't know, there's something about the piano that it's complex, but once you understand that, it's really nice to just sit there and play. So once you get to know me a little bit, it's nice just to sit around and talk. So I think that will be the best comparison I have.
Well, with these interviews that we've been doing, we're slowly getting to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming again, man.
No problem, man.
Going back to what you're saying about the challenges, and I was asking you earlier, can you tell us a little bit about you and the cigarettes, and if you'd like to open that about that a little bit?
Yeah. So I started smoking when I was around 14, 15 years old, which from the places that I come from is not so weird. Um, and I got to, well, I used to smoke way more back in the day. I came into the United States and it was a little bit more difficult to get tobacco when you were under 21. Couldn't do it, whatever. Quit. I still had the nicotine here and there. But once again, this year I started smoking cigarettes. That's actually a challenge that I'm still fighting with.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing back to the question like a few minutes back.
But the last time in my clinic, they asked me like if I wanted help quitting, and I said no this time. Maybe I'll try next time. But You know, it gets to a point where I don't even know why I smoke. I don't know why I have the urge, to while I'm driving, pull a cigarette, which is not very practical either. But it's just something that I do, and I hope in the future I can look back at this and feel like, ha, I bet it, beat it. But working on it, it's difficult. It's,
Well, I mean, the first step is admitting to it, you know,
yeah.
just like anything. Like I admit I love coffee, and like I'll stop drinking it for like 8 months, and I start again. But you know what? I took 8 months off. That's I'd be proud of myself. So if you took how many years off?
Like 2 or 3. Yeah, more. Two and a
See,
half. Two and a half.
even if you could do that, man, like stop for another 2.5. If you gotta go again, yeah, we just gotta keep trying.
Yeah, keep trying. Well, but yeah, cigarettes. Stay away from them, kids. People cannot stress it enough. But times change. Times change, and now there's other things that we're doing that I'm like, I'm feeling old, man. I'm not that old, but I'm feeling old now. Saying people stop smoking out of your USBs, please. No more USB smoke. I don't like it. It's too sweet. I feel like I'm gonna have diabetes smelling your cranberry Mountain Dew vape. I'm sorry for hating. I just don't like it. Probably you feel the same about my cigarettes.
Um, well, because I was gonna tie it next to this question where, like, because you perform obviously for people, open for people, for yourself. How do you deal with like the nerves and the anxiety like before the show?
The nerves and anxiety. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes I go to my friends, get a couple drinks before I perform. But it's not that I get like, I'm sure that I'm able to still perform and deliver a good show where I feel that I did something good and that the people had a great time too. So it's a way that I do it, but I cannot be like, oh, I get super nervous. Not anymore. With time that I've been doing it, um, I've been learning more on how to connect with my people, the crowd that is there for me. It's something that goes along with like practicing, You
Yeah.
you do it, and then the first time you're super nervous, you're trembling. Next time you do it, it's a little less, and you keep progressing.
But you always perform, right? You never like, oh, I'm too nervous. I'm not gonna
No,
do it.
yeah,
That's good.
I always perform. The only big embarrassment I had once was when
Tell us.
they
Tell us.
it was this is back in Guatemala. They had this big party for everybody where each grade would show the some talent that you had, and if you had something like singing or whatever, is extra points. You're winning in life if you know how to do something artistic. So I go up there the first time. I do the songs with the little band that we had. Um, Everything was well, but they needed after that some more time for something else they had. So they were like, "Hey, why don't you come and play another song? Come on, play another song. It will be good." Blah blah blah. And I was like, I did not prepare anything else, and I was like, "Come on, you're a musician. Like, pull something out of your sleeve." I went outside and I started singing the song that I was practicing, and I thought, oh, maybe in my mind, I thought, maybe this is like a movie. I'm gonna start performing it, and everybody's gonna love it. I started performing Blackbird by the Beatles. And that time I hadn't practiced it as much, and going in like in a minute, I completely froze.
Oh man.
I forgot everything and anything about that song, the words in English, because I had to listen a lot of times, and I just froze. And they went outside, they grabbed me, and then I still said something like real dumb, like, "Hey, ni practiqué, pero me dijeron like come out." So it was a disaster, and then I went backstage, and this is true. I cried, people. I did cry, but it's good to cry. I was so ashamed that moment, like that I don't know. I had a breakdown, like just cried.
Well, I mean, that's part of your journey, man. That's why you're here 5 years later talking about it, laughing about it, because now you're all professional.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. It's really, again, it's really nice to talk in the Eskwilax hour again, and being able to put my hand back and pull really nice memories with you guys, with the production team here. It's incredible. This.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to keep it too technical.
Mhm.
I did do like some technical questions, but at the end of the day, I do want to get, like catch up because we do have limited time now. Before it was like, like
Yeah.
a whole hour of just, just getting crazy with it. But definitely appreciate all your stories. Definitely appreciate you taking your time. And like this is like our third time
Mhm.
because the first time with you were performing with a different artist, right? Another artist.
Yeah, another artist. That's how I got the. I think we recorded that Dreambox.
Yeah,
It was right
Drumbox
next. Drumbox,
Labs,
yeah.
right next to the coffee shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Wow. Yeah,
Then
again,
you came back.
and then I came back. But for the other artists, I just played the guitar.
Yeah, yeah, but we were interested because you were there, you're performing. We're like, oh, we like his vibe. And I don't know if you knew Hoken already back then, or that's where you met him.
Yeah, I think that's what I met him. But surprisingly enough, later in life, he was acquainted with one of my friends that I went to high school with, that now is a producer. And then he's also friends with one of the artists that I produce, Ryan Leo. Shout out, Ryan.
Shout outs.
I love you and I miss you. So life really brought me around the right people, including Hoken here. I'm really grateful with life, like all the people that I've met and the great friends that I've made on this city. It's difficult in this, but it's really beautiful to look back again.
That's awesome, man. Thanks again. Love the outfit.
Thank you.
I don't know if he was able to capture the whole thing on camera, but yeah, I'm glad you came out today, caught up with us. Before we do, end this quick episode 176. Do you have any shout outs? Anyone you want to say hi to?
Yeah. I definitely want to say hi to my jefita. I'll take this time because I never say it, or I don't say it as much. I love you, and this is documented. I really love you a lot. To my family, and to all the friends that have been with me all of these years, including you guys with the show. It's those are my shout outs. Also, please be kind. Be good with yourself first, but don't forget, kindness go a long way.
Damn, man, that was deep. That one hit me. Be good to yourself. Sometimes we forget that.
Yeah, we do a lot. So I also want to say thank you to you, Efrain, again. Really.
Oh, thank you,
Really,
man, for
guys.
coming by. We have a different setting nowadays than before. In the coffee shop it was simpler, and the studio was simpler. But thank you, man. Thank you
Yeah.
again.
Thank you again, Efrain.
All right, guys, we're gonna end this episode. Happy Mynor, episode 176. Hoken behind the cameras, co-producing. Thank you again, sir. And we will see you guys next time, episode 177.
Bye bye. We
Thank
love
you, everyone. Thank all the viewers. Follow us on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. What was your handle? on Instagram?
Happy Mynor.
Happy Mynor. Make sure to follow him. And thank you again.
Peace.
Yeah. Te quería escribir una canción, pero se quedó sin tinta el lapicero. Espero de que puedas escuchar y así saber cuánto yo te quiero amar. Cuánto yo daría porque sepa lo que siento. Estoy aquí al 98%. En serio no te miento. Me hace falta tú, me hace falta tú. Llevo un rato pensando en lo que voy a decir. Fue un embrujo, fue Cupido o un elixir. En verdad no entiendo cómo fue que pasó. Te apareciste con tu bella cara y eso me flechó. Pasó el tiempo y no sé cómo actuar. Ya mejor ni habremos de saber cómo olvidar. Cada vez que veo tus fotos me quedo sin aliento, aprendiendo a vivir sin ese 2%. Lo siento, no puedo dejar de pensarte. Mi único crimen siempre ha sido amarte. Si yo fuera un pintor, tú serías mi arte. Eres mi ilusión y no puedo olvidarte. Te quería escribir una canción, pero se quedó sin tinta el lapicero. Espero de que puedas escuchar y así saber cuánto yo te quiero amar. Cuánto yo daría porque sepa lo que siento. Estoy aquí al 98%. En serio no te miento. Me hace falta tú, me hace falta tú. Me hace falta como... Ya ni puedo pensar en qué es lo que me hace falta. Me hace falta tú.